It says I'm live. Good morning, guys. I was watching Kim Klasik's campaign, and I've that was up there. I watched that like 3 times. If you haven't seen it, I wonder if I can probably play it. Um, I'm gonna wait for a little bit more, a few more people to get on. Sunday, a lot of people might be in church or chilling, so I don't know. YouTube was tripping. More people to get on. People know. Could somebody say something? It says 9 people are watching, but I don't see any comments. Hey Jeffrey, thank you. Yeah, man, YouTube is tripping. It made like 2 copies of the stream I did yesterday, and one says it has over 1,000 views, and another one says it has 300 views. But the one that has 300 views shows the screenshot that I did when I was talking about joining the pages, and then when I was talking about all the doctors that I follow. I was actually showing their websites and stuff. So, but on the stream that says 1,000 people, you can't see the websites. But at the stream that has 300 people, you can see that one. So if you wanted to go look at what I was talking about at the beginning with the websites, you can kind of scrub and see the websites pop up. But it's kind of funny because the stream that has 1,000, it was like I think I'm showing the page and there's nothing coming up, so it looks like I'm just talking to myself. Anyway, hello, good morning, Charles, Apehead, Michael, Natalie, is that Titty Bop 1? To Kitty Bop 1, Southeast 1. Good morning, you guys. Thanks for tuning in. All right, let me just go over my promos real fast. And I'm eating these. Have you guys had these? I don't do gluten, so I'm not being sponsored by them either, but I'm eating these simple meals. Gluten-free, awesome. These, they taste like Cheez-Its, basically. They're like cheddar crackers, so. Yeah, YouTube is gross. They do that shit on purpose, probably. Every way that they can fuck with you and just make shit worse and more confusing. It just, like, Murphy's Law. If anything, what does it say? If anything can possibly go wrong, it will, and that's definitely YouTube, so. Anyway, I'm gonna see it. Excuse me. I'm gonna see if this works again. Hello, Andy. All right. I'm gonna put this up. Are you guys seeing this? Would you let me know if you're seeing the YouTube, or let me see. Oh. Let me know if you're seeing this. I guess I can't have my screen up looking at the chat and this at the same time. So I'm just gonna cross my fingers and just hope that this is working. Okay. So please join my email list. YouTube basically owns you guys. I don't own you. Not that I want to own you. I'm not a slave master, but basically they have all your information. You know, if anything were to happen, if this channel were to go down, or any of my social media were to go down, and you know, the only way I can get in contact with you is through my email list. So that's what I'm really encouraging people to jump on. All you have to do is go to truthertalk.com, and this will pop up, and you can sign up right here where it says sign up here. Also, when you go to truthertalk.com, please go to our store, which takes forever to load sometimes. But once it gets loaded, man, there's no stopping it. So we have this awesome conspiracy artwork piece. We have a couple art pieces that are for sale. We have some zines on, 2 on vaccines, 1 on GMOs, and another one on cannabis, but as not smoking it, but showing how it can be made into textiles and food, and and then we have the All Lives Matter bumper sticker. Men and women have equal rights. Voracious science is real science. There's a difference between legal and illegal immigrants. Where there is love, there is life, and freedom is everything. And then, which I posted on my wall a few weeks ago, and my uncle said it was racist, but whatever. Um, and he didn't know that I created it. It was funny. He's like, "Why are you posting racist stuff?" I was like, "That's my sticker I made. Hello." Anyway, and also the infamous Conspiracy Realist t-shirt, and there's the co-founder of Truth or Talk modeling it right there. I'm modeling it when I lived in Taiwan, the Chimending, and that's my homie, also modeling the t-shirt. And then, size charts really well, so you can make sure you get your right size. And then also, I have my Conspiracy Realism course that I'm developing. You guys, I'm still working on getting the 4th module up. I've been having some loading issues, so I apologize, but lucky for you, I'm still going to keep it at $40 until I get this issue fixed. I'm working on it again today, and if I don't get it fixed, I guess it'll stay. I mean, I'm writing the 5th module, so that should be up hopefully by this weekend, and I'll be halfway done, but it basically comes with a booklet. It has links for you to do your own research at the end, and these are lists of the modules right here, what I'll be talking about. And here is a trailer, okay? And then also join my music channel. Oh wow, thank you. I got so many more subscribers than from yesterday. So thank you for all of you guys that have subscribed. Axe from Axe Truth actually used one of my songs on his channel the other day. And I'm going to be releasing new music at the end of this month, and attached to that, I'm going to be doing a crowdfunding campaign to raise money to make my album. All right, so I think that is it. Haha. All right. Hi, guys. Hi, guys. It's the song. Top of the morning to you. It's Sunday, man. What are you guys doing? You like that shirt, Narcisse, Creative Narcisse? I think you should buy one. The Proud Boys, okay. Did you know that the Proud Boys has a black leader and the BLM has a white leader? I know. Well, I looked at the Proud Boys leader. I think he's technically Latino, so but he's not white, basically, right? That's the main deal. They're trying to pass him off as these rabid racist white supremacists that just want to kill and eat people. And lo and behold, their chair is a Latino dude. So, hello, Floyd. GM looks like a deadly Rona is dropping like flies. GM all looks like the deadly Rona is dropping like flies. Strange days have found us. Yeah. Well. Nobody's dropping dead from this fake ass virus, but oh, okay, cool. I appreciate it. Sitting here watching you drink your cup of coffee. I don't really drink coffee. I'm like, sorry to disappoint you. I'm not a coffee drinker. What I drink is bone broth. I drink this turmeric bone broth, which is. I haven't had coffee in like, I don't know how long, a few weeks maybe. And even then, like, I'm not a huge, I like the way coffee smells. I just don't. There's so many people that are addicted to coffee too. I think I'm wary of anything that seems like you can get addicted to. I guess I'm more of a tea drinker though. So, technically. But thank you watching me enjoy my cup of bone broth. It's keto bone broth. I have like leaky gut issues I'm trying to deal with, so I've been all up on the bone broth. Is that good? I think it's good. It tastes, this particular brand that I have, it's like a soup to me. It's just like a hot soup, so I mix it with coconut milk. So it's kind of like a golden milk. That's what they do in India a lot of times for health. They'll mix turmeric, black pepper, salt, and milk together, and it's supposed to be really good for you. So basically it's like a I know, it's a big cup. It is a big cup. It's like almost the size of my head. I think I got this from Target, but I like it. Says don't quit your daydream, so I like it. Do you from the mainstream media? Yeah, I know you're addicted to coffee. Everyone's addicted to coffee, and there's a culture behind it, and it's great, but I know people that just like, they're like, oh, I can't even function and be a normal human being until I get my coffee. Like the people that you talk to them and they can't even like talk to you back until they have their coffee. Like I don't want to be like that, you know. I can't drink coffee right now or any gut cleansing. Yeah. I mean, I think I splurged a little bit. I'm doing the ketogenic diet now. I don't know if I'm in ketosis, but I played off coffee in the summer. I switched to tea. Now I drink back to drinking coffee. If you like coffee, you like coffee. That's fine, and it tastes great. But I don't know. I really like tea. I'm from Canada. I'm trying to get Trump to win by retweeting things on Twitter because we don't have Trump rallies in Canada. Oh, yeah, I know, man. You have Trudeau. Sucks for you, man. I'm sorry. He's such a little bitch ass president. He's so like, wow. Yeah, he's a soy boy president. Our dude sucks for real. Do you have, I'm just wondering, do you have any contenders in Canada for the presidency that looks like they care about the people and the people's needs? And when is the Canadian election? Is it the same year that we have our elections, or is it different years? I know what you meant, kitty bop. Is it to kitty? To kitty? To kitty bop? What are you eating on keto? Um, I'm eating, well, I found, I think you're a dude, right? What do you eat? Okay. You go to Pinterest and you type in like keto pizza. I found this amazing recipe for this keto pizza. And one of my best friends came over like a week ago and he's doing the same thing. We made that pizza 3 times in 2 days. It was so amazing. And all it is, like the crust is made of eggs, cream cheese, and Parmesan cheese, and like pepper. And you basically mix it up and then you bake it for like 10, 15 minutes, 20 minutes. And the crust gets sturdy, not super hard, but sturdy. And then with that, you can take cheese, like shredded mozzarella cheese. I got turkey pepperoni slices. I can't do pork anymore because pork makes me swell up. But I did that, and we got like bell peppers and like sauce. It was amazing, basically. And we just layered it and baked it. So that's what I eat. I also made these Taquito Enchiladas. No, keto taquitos. So I got slices of mozzarella cheese, put them in the oven on 400 for like 6 to 8 minutes, and then they softened up and melted. And what you can do, you can take the filling that you're going to use for the taquitos and wrap them just like taquitos, but they're made out of cheese. So I did that. But what I'm really trying to do right now is get all of the cheese out of my house, because I really shouldn't be doing dairy. And I'm basically going to attempt, maybe within the next week after I eat up all the cheese, I'm going to attempt doing keto without dairy. So, I mean, I made these Asian meatballs from turkey stuff, which is really good. I do this. This is a ketogenic approved drink, this bone broth that I was talking about. I also make this Indian curry soup with, I did it with eggplant and kale, and basically got like 2 cups of coconut milk, cans of coconut milk with 2 cups of water, and then two tablespoons of garam masala and 2 tablespoons of turmeric. And then I got like a whole bunch of kale and cut it up, and I got like 1 small eggplant and I cut that up. And then I cooked it. I brought it to a simmer for like 40 minutes. No, I'm sorry. I brought it to a boil and then took it down to a simmer for like 40 minutes. And it is amazing. It's sweet because the garam masala has like cloves and cinnamon in it, so it's sweet and spicy kind of soup. And if you want to, because the first time I made it, I threw some cashews in there, but the cashews got too soggy, so I blended it. And then after I blended it, it actually ended up being this really good like soup slash, it could be like a curry sauce too. So that's what I'm eating. I hope that answers your question. So far, you know. So I have a cute nose. I think my nose is big. Like, I mean, I've grown to like my nose, but I used to have a complex about it. Especially my profile. I'm like, oh, like my profile looks like a witch. So, um, Yeah. Every human has the same rights as the People's Party of Canada and Senate election. I've been doing carnivore keto and have never felt better. When I go back to normal, I feel like crap. Yeah, I've heard that. I just don't understand though. You know, I have friends that do the meat diet. I just don't understand. You know, you still are getting certain nutrients and need certain nutrients from vegetables. So I think for a while it's good, but I don't know. Like, I mean, you probably feel wonderful too, because you're not eating a bunch of processed crap. You're not eating, you know, a lot of the meat and a lot of the other foods, you know, people eat are processed. So if they're not eating gluten, they're not eating, you know, grains and stuff. You probably do feel really, really good, I'm sure. But I think after a while, you're gonna have to like, if you go on the meat diet. I mean, I don't know. I haven't tried it. I haven't studied it, but you know, you need greens. You need vitamin A. You need other. Where are you getting those sources? Where are you getting fiber from? You still need all of those to function great. So that's one thing I don't really agree with, because you know, if you just eat meat all the time, no vegetables, you know, what's up with the cool backdrop you use? Yeah, it's my computer's just crooked, or it's not. My backdrop is straight. My computer's just kind of crooked. It's a little bit wonky. So, yeah. All right, guys. I'm ready to take some calls. Hold on. Skype over. Yeah. 512-481-7464. Anybody want it to? Yeah, those kale smoothies are great. I do that for sure. That's a good way to cleanse. I think after I finish the cheese out of my house, I'm gonna make some green smoothies just to kind of detox the cheese. Because on one hand, the cheese, you know, because it's fat, it helps your body make ketones, but the casein also irritates me, so I shouldn't be really eating it. I got this really good mammoth ice cream too. It's keto. That's the bomb. That's just the bomb. I think it's the best keto ice cream I've had. They don't put like sugar in it, and some ice creams and stuff, they use that either stevia, which I hate, or um, they use some other stuff, and it has this undertaste. Um, yeah, I have spirulina and chlorella too. I do eat that too. I put that in my smoothie. And I also have these chlorella drops that I use that I put in water, and it makes my water green, and I drink that too. So, how much love to you, Motop? All right, 512-481-7464. 512-481-7464. Anybody? Anybody? I need to be drinking some water. That's what I need to be drinking. That's what I need to be doing. 512-481-7464. Oh, wait. Is anybody calling? I'm dying. I think it closed the screen. 512-481-7464. All right, well, while I'm waiting for people to call, you guys can ask me questions in the comments. 512-481-7464. Maxime Bernier is our only hope for freedom in Canada. Oh, Maxim, he's French. It's a guy's name. Okay, he is a nationalist, not a globalist. Okay, well, that's cool. When do you guys vote? Roy Ellsworth, when do you guys vote? 512-481-7464. How can I iPhone into you from UK? Oh, you know what? Just go. If you're out of the country, here. If you're out of the country, fine. You should be able to find me on Info at Truth or Talk and do that way. And then I can add you and you can call. Hello, good morning.
Good morning. Is this Truth or Talk?
Yeah, what's up?
Hey, this is Lisa Frequency. I just have been watching you for a really long time, and I thought I'd call and hear the sound of your voice, and you hear the sound of my voice.
Hey, Lisa Frequency, how are you?
I'm good. I'm very good. I'm so glad to talk to you. I think you're so adorable.
Oh, thank you.
Um, I turn on a lot of young people to your stuff. I send your links to a lot of the younger people I know. My children I always send your stuff to, and
Oh, thanks.
I just love the way you are so thoughtful and smart and trying new stuff all the time. I've taken my headphones off so I can't hear what you're saying online because I have a hearing impairment, so it's hard for me to
Oh,
listen to my headphones and you talking at the same time. But I just am so happy that you're you're trying the keto diet. I think everybody should stay away from all refined carbs and refined sugar. It's so bad for you. I'm probably the only healthy person in my family, and I'm the only one that's not overweight. I'm the only one that's not drug addicted,
mm,
and except for my kids. Now I've gotten my kids straightened out on that stuff, but my siblings and all my cousins and all of that stuff, they refuse to see the damage that refined carbs do to them, and they won't listen. My mother just was always overweight. My father died of cancer. I
yeah,
decided I was going to have to try to find out what was going to make me healthy because I want I don't care how long I live, but I want the life that I have right now to
yeah.
be as healthy as it can.
Yeah, you
I
want
know that
quality
tomorrow's
life.
not promised to anyone,
Mm.
but I do love eating healthy. I love growing my garden. My kale smoothies have my kale that I grow in my garden, my
Mm.
organic garden. So I don't want to hold you up too much, so I'm
Oh,
gonna let you go now.
okay. Well,
But
I just
thanks
wanted
for
to.
talking.
Oh yeah. Well, I just wanted to ask you a couple questions real fast, as if that's okay.
Okay.
Yeah. Did does your family like make fun of you?
Yes. Oh, yes. Oh my
Yeah.
gosh. Yes. All the time.
Yeah. That's so.
They.
Go ahead.
I'm the fanatic in the family. You
Yeah.
know.
Yeah. Like,
I'm the. Yes. They are always putting me down for
and
sure.
you know what I would do with some of my family, like I would always try to make food, and but I'd make enough to share with people in case somebody wanted one. So if there was like a potluck or something, I'd bring something. And some people would be cool and try, but most of my families would be like, "Look at you! Look at her! She thinks she's cute, trying to eat a salad and stuff." You know what I mean? Or they just be like, just making fun of me and be like, "Oh, well, I can't do that," And I'm just like, "But you have diabetes and all these heart conditions, and you had 2 heart attacks. What are you talking about?" And the thing that messes me up
I know.
is it's I do have I will say I do have a fast metabolism, but I still put a lot of effort into what I eat and what I find to eat and how trying to cut down some of my cravings. It's still work. It's easier. It's harder to do that. It's easier to just get fast food somewhere. It's cheaper. It's convenient. But the thing that like really ticks me off is because I'm thin and because I'm health conscious, they can just insult me and I'm just supposed to take it. Like I'm just supposed to not say anything back, because they're the ones that are overweight. And I think a lot of people get like addicted into also being overweight because they can like complain about it too, you know?
What I've found is that I am an insult to them automatically.
Because you're happy and because you're you're not dependent on stuff to drugs and all that.
Automatically, they're insulted when I see them. So anything I might say or do is an insult to them, and they have to find a way to insult me if they can. But what I know is I'm listening to their disease talk to me,
That's a really interesting way of putting it. Yeah. Yeah.
and so I don't I don't I try to have a compassion for them. But anybody who comes and stays with me, if they stay with me a month, they're going to lose 20 pounds for sure.
That's good. That's good. Well, you have a nice attitude. So, well, thank you for.
But
Go on. Sorry.
thank you for talking to me.
Oh no, you were
Like
gonna
I said,
say.
I think you're awesome. I share your stuff as much as I can. I've been banned on all social media, so if I share something, I have to pretty much do it through email or something. And my email gets a little hinky sometimes too. So, you know, I've been a truther since way before truther was being cool.
I know.
So
my friend and I
became a truther when they shot Reagan.
Oh shoot!
That was my wake-up call.
Yeah.
So let me let you go so other people can call and talk to you.
Okay.
I love you, kid. You're great. Take good care.
Thanks, ma'am. All right, have a great day. Bye-bye.
Bye.
My friends and I, we call it woke number 0 or woke -1, you know, or woke number 1 because, you know, I've had friends that are older than me, and I have a friend that she's a bit older than me. She would go to David Icke conferences in England when, you know, before the internet was popular. She knew about all this stuff like years and years ago. So she was like, I call her like woke number 1. That's woke number 1. Nowadays, woke number 2 was like the hip thing, you know, where they're saying, but it's not, people still aren't as conscious as they'd like to think they are about things. I believe, you know, it's the kind of woke 2 is just the one, like diet woke, you know, they don't think too deeply, but they just think, you know, they know a few things and they don't make an effort to keep learning. You know, those are kind of annoying, but I know, yeah, people like her and people, oh, somebody's calling. Good morning.
Hey, Virstyne. How are you doing? This is Arsene.
It's who?
Oh, this is Arsene. Am I on the show?
Yeah. What's up? How are you?
Hey, I'm doing well. Yeah, I was just listening to the last caller, and it just kind of made me think about how there's a really strange thing that I see, especially now that I'm back in Austin, where like people do this thing where like it's the whole body positivity thing, but it's just the way that it spreads in where doesn't matter what it is, if it's anything that involves a goal, something that you're trying to work towards, people take a lot of pride in not accomplishing it. They take a lot of pride in kind of almost like creating this, like a kindergarten kind of situation for them. They talk about like, you know, accepting themselves as they are, but really what they're saying is that they don't want to do any work to change a problem that they probably have. Like,
it's arrested development.
It's exactly that. It's this sort of thing where you look and you see people and you're like, you know, they're 29, 30, 35, and they're talking like they're like, you know, 13-year-olds who need to be kind of protected by parents rather than like preparing themselves for being parents for a next. And the thing out is like, it seems like it just flows on like almost kind of like, I hate to make everything bipartisan, but I think that there's like an ideology of like the left or something where it's this idea that that every single person needs much more. I don't know, almost. It's in the same way of like removing responsibility from people. It's saying someone outside you should be taking the responsibility to make you feel better about yourself. You shouldn't take the responsibility to change something in your own life and to help someone who's less capable. And the weirdest thing is, you know, I see it with my sister where it's like, you know, she's so much more active, just kind of like going after all these goals and whatnot. Then I come back after like the last couple of years and she's really fallen into this like, this super strange wokeness where half of what she's talking about is, you know, I was having such a hard day today that I have to have ice cream and this and that and the other, and it's part of my self-love and self-care, and, you know, you deserve to be yourself without, like, it's just, it's almost like if you take a self-help or like a motivational speaker, but instead of trying to motivate you to get to a new place, it's trying to convince you that whatever you're doing is fine, and you know, whatever ambition you might have is actually the thing you've got to fight against. It's really strange.
Well, yeah, I've talked about this. I don't know if you caught some of my videos where I talked about. I had to put my disclaimer out there. I don't agree with his actions, but the Unabomber writes in his manifesto, Industrial
Mm-hmm.
Society and Future, how basically this was going to be used. They were going to use brainwash people through academia to create this type of victim state people because they're easy to control. People that are anti-Trump,
Mm-hmm.
I mean, not Trump, but anti-country, anti themselves, anti anything strong, anti anything male. And it's uncanny because he wrote this in 1995, and I see it coming into fruition today. And yeah, when I would drive around with Lyft, and when I used to drive for Lyft, and I would drive around a lot of the UT students and stuff, I really began to notice this too. And I even, got into an argument with these kids that they asked me what I thought about guns. And, I told them, and, they were upset. And I was like, well, I had a friend that was raped and somebody broke into her house, and if she had a gun, that wouldn't have happened. And she's like, well, I would have rather been raped than like having to kill somebody. I was like, get the fuck out of here. Like, you know what I
Right,
mean?
right.
Like, I think so. I think it's part virtue signaling. I think it's part them not wanting to take responsibility, and then a more sinister, layer to that. I think that this has definitely been socially engineered to create a population, because a population like that wants government to come in and save them. They want, um, they want to be taken care of. They're not going to want to work. And then a population that doesn't want to work and just wants handouts, they're just easier to control, because then you can mandate stuff on them. Well, you're not going to get your check until you get your vaccines. You're not going to get, you're not going to get your check until you wear a mask, or, so it's really, yeah, it's really disgusting. But I think that there is a bipartisan feel to it, because the left and the Democratic Party, they basically feed on people's insecurities and lower vibrations. And I feel like that's what they do. Like, I even talked the other day, like, I've kind of noticed this pattern where, people that are so eager to like just comply to all of these rules that don't even make sense are the ones that are very they have some kind of shame, they have some kind of anger, they have some kind of like, some like I said, lower vibration, like emotion
Mm-hmm.
that they're stuck into. And it makes them, but they're easier to control, because then, like you said, then they don't take responsibility for themselves. They're dependent on other people, to make them happy, which that never works, right? Like, you can't really,
Mm-hmm.
even if somebody were to call me like a nigger, I can like, lose my mind and cry, or I can just like, not let that bother me. Like, I don't know if, I think it was the other day we were talking about LeBron James was crying and how somebody called him a nigger, but he's a god to most people. So why is he letting, he's a millionaire. So why is he letting a stupid little name, like, like, make him cry like a bitch?
Mm-hmm.
You have
Yeah.
people with money, with lots and lots of money, who are
Well,
crying about, being discriminated against. It's just ridiculous.
I think about, especially on this last point, like, so, for me, I'm also black, and, but, I'm an immigrant, so it's like my voice, I basically learned English watching a Sesame Street when I was a little kid. But I
Do you mind
remember,
me asking where
um,
you're from?
I remember, DR Congo, the Congo.
Oh, what?
I mean, but I've been in America since, since forever. So,
Okay.
since I was like a toddler. But what is it? Yes. So what you mentioned, even this thing of like someone like dropping the N-word on you or something. I think about how there was a day when I was like 9, 10 years old playing basketball, and I must have been killing this kid because this kid, he drops the N-word on me or something. And I remember at that point, you just kind of freeze for a second. But I remember all the kids around me, they told the teacher, they were kind of like upset with him. I didn't have to say anything. And it was like all the other little kids around me kind of saw what he was doing is wrong, and kind of like, they told the teacher made him apologize to me. And it's like, it's like over the last like 25 years or something, thinking about that day, and it doesn't come up too often. I don't really think about it that much, but it's throughout my life. It was always something of a moment of one person does some sort of a racist act, and everyone else is like, hey, that's not cool. We're not for that. But I think that what people are being taught these days is that not to look at the overwhelming kind of condemnation of an act, but instead that focus on that one kid who said the N-word and make it that he represents society instead of all the kids around me who kind of supported me in that moment. Went got the teacher that supported me. The whole system fought back against this kid. But these days, people are being taught and kind of raised to focus on the almost focus on the criminal and not focus on all the other aspects of the system trying to address the criminals. But
it's funny. You didn't even care. You're like, what does that mean? And they're like, it's a bad word. You're like, it is? Like, you know what I mean, right?
Yeah, but it's also kind of like so much of this stuff is really strange. It's like you look at it and it's it only kind of affects you as much as you want it to. I mean, I really see it as people these days. It goes, but with the bodies, there are people who are trying to look for some sort of way to be put down, and it's like a weird S&M thing that they have.
Yeah,
but on the point that
you
mentioned,
go ahead.
You mentioned the thing about your friend talking about having a gun and they'd rather be raped than having a gun. And I think this is one of the things that I think really shows like a bipartisan sort of line. I think it's how much does someone think about the rhetoric and the words and the kind of messaging versus the reality of the situation. Because I had a similar conversation where someone said they would rather be murdered than raped. And I just said to her, I'm like, imagine that you had kids, that you have your family, you'd rather never see them again for the next 60 years of your life, never live that life, than hopefully try to overcome, a traumatic moment that, maybe I can understand it could take years, it could take decades, but the idea that you could imagine yourself being like a mother of toddlers or something, and you would just rather never see them again, or rather never see your parents again, rather never live life again. And I guess and when I kind of put it out there like that, it was as if she hadn't really thought it through. I think what it is people, they grab onto the most explosive rhetoric in order to kind of, to use their words as like almost like an advocacy to kind of fight in a political kind of context, or like to present the ideology that this is the most, that this is the expression of patriarchy or some sort of group versus group conflict, but getting away from the reality that your life is important. And certainly it's a major crime. It's a horrific thing that's an assault on your life, but holding on to your life is the most important thing. And like what you said, protecting yourself is the most important thing. It's more important than the ideal of someone thinking that they've made themselves impure by having an object, by having, a gun or something. It's an absurdity. It's wild. But anyways, I don't want to tie up your line and keep you on too long.
Okay,
but it was cool talking to you. I've been listening to you for quite a while. Kind of seen. I remember the first one I saw was when you talked about your walkaway video with your brother. You had the Teddy Ruxpin doll, and so I've been watching for quite a while. But keep up the great work, and thanks for taking my call.
Yeah, you're welcome. Thanks for calling. You're a good caller.
All right. Adios.
Bye-bye. And he's right, and I think that there are people that it's mind control. Like, I joke about it, but I'm not really joking. It's sorcery. It's mind control. And you get people, like I said, on lower vibration. In addition to that, there are people that have come out from social media companies. The guy from I like saying his name because it has a good name, but his name is Charma Polyhapatia. And then there's that's the one that I remember. But there are other people that have come out and talked about just the physical or the psychological techniques that they use to hook people on social media. And then when you get people hooked on social media and you're hooked on looking at certain words and phrases, and then you're repeating those words and phrases all the time, and then if people aren't questioning those things, they're gonna start to internalize that as part of their being, no matter how smart they are. And then this is why you see people, friends and family, you're like, I'm confused because I thought this person was intelligent. And they are intelligent in some ways, but, if they're not questioning, what's being, fed into their subconscious, if they're not questioning anything that they're being told, and they're just being told things, and, and they're lazy and they don't want to look anywhere else, and, they're overwhelmed, and, they're just going to become that. and it's really creepy. It's really sad, you know. And it's funny when people are like, oh well, they tell me, oh well, you need to look at the alternative side. I'm like, I did look at the alternative side. I was on the alternative side for a long time, whether it was with vaccines, whether it was with politics or anything, you know, because and you can't really escape, you know, the left side, because it's like their stuff's everywhere, you know. It came out that CNN, you know, paid money to airports to play their news. When you go to the airports or any public place, you know, it's usually most of the time very leftist news. When I go to the gas station now, they have those TVs that are playing you know, leftist shit. They're not playing alternative stuff. You know, when you go to the Apple store and they're on the computers and all the websites are up. I remember I went to the Apple store in New York a few years ago, and I was looking at all of the computers that they have, and all the tabs that they had open were like leftist news, and I went around and I changed some of them to like Breitbart, Infowars, and they probably got changed back, but I couldn't help it. Like I was just like, you know, people need some variety, you know. Why is it always leftist stuff everywhere you go? Not really. So if you're looking at alternative news, and I'm not even talking about Fox TV, because I don't trust everything on Fox either, but I'm talking about the, you know, I don't know, We Are Change, Project Veritas, you know, other people that have just started their YouTube channels. You know, you're actually going out of your way to look for those things, because these aren't readily available to you. So, anyway, 512-481-7464. 512-481. Well, while I'm waiting, you guys want to ask me some questions? What do you guys want to talk about in the chat? Yeah, but it's true. I'll just ramble then. It's true, you know. So. I don't know, man. I go up and down with all the stuff. I'm really starting to get burned out with everything that's going on. I'm really trying to kind of stay alert, but I just really want to detox for a minute from all this news, because even the stuff that I agree with and I want to see, you know, it's just too overwhelming. Like I was just like, oh my God, when I heard that President Trump tested positive, I was like, I gotta take a nap. I'm like, oh, okay. Then everybody else is testing positive. And then I started to be like, oh damn, what does that mean for us? I'm not gonna lie, I had selfish intentions, because I was just like, does that mean they're gonna make it, does that mean they're gonna make, you know, everybody wear the mask every time everywhere? They're gonna like roll out vaccines? Like, what does that mean now? And then you know, people that you know that you know hate the president and hate the right, they're gonna blame us for it. Like, all these thoughts were going into my head. I'm just like, this shit is just crazy. In my in my generation, start with TV talk shows. I know, right? Jerry, that stuff. When is my next song dropping? The 31st of this month, on Halloween. So I turned news off for a week, and yeah. I mean, I'm not even on Facebook anymore. I'm probably gonna get back on my Facebook music page to start my music. I should have forgot to put my Facebook music page. Well, it has my. I'm redesigning all the backdrop and stuff, so I'm not really promoting it as much. But I wonder if it's true that Trump has Rona. No, you don't have no damn Rona. Yeah, that's what one of my friends was saying too. You know, talking about the art of war. Trump testing positive is a good thing for patriots. Appear weak when you are strong. You know. You know, yeah, she was saying the other day, the art of war, you know, and make your enemy think that you are weak when you are strong. So, I mean, make your enemy think that you're weak and then come out. I mean, it could have a positive thing too. He could be like, oh my God, you guys, I took vitamin D and now I'm back. You know, I heard one of my friends was saying that now, like, Fox was talking about the importance of vitamin D and vitamins to help keep you well, and I'm really happy to hear that, because I mean, I'm not against hydroxychloroquine, but personally I wouldn't take hydroxychloroquine because it's still I really rarely would personally take pharmaceuticals, because they usually have side effects. And why they have side effects is what they do is take a compound from nature and they amplify it, and then they take a lot of the other compounds out of the plants that would be normally be used to balance out side effects if you had any. And then they also add petrochemicals. So all of those things, it might like help with the symptoms. It might I mean, I don't know. I have a friend that has lupus, and she takes it, and it helps her. And people with lupus have really messed up immune systems. But I think too much prolonged use on any kind of drug, is not good long term. So I'd rather just build up my immune system. People, like, when you say that, people think that, you're like a witch or some shit like that. But, really it is. You need to basically give your body the nutrients that it needs to rebuild whatever's damaged and to keep you safe. When people go blind, from the measles, is because they're lacking in vitamin A. Because when you get the measles, your body depletes from vitamin A, right? I mean, niacin was, what was that? Pellagra, right? Scurvy, people were dying of scurvy, but it was lack of vitamin C. All these diseases that people were dying from back in the day, it was because either A, was because of the hygiene was bad, or they didn't have enough proper nutrition and vitamins, honestly. And it's really that simple. And there's so much evidence to support that. Yet, people want to make it, like this, oh my God, we got to find the right pill, we got to find the right drug, we got to find the right vaccine, but we don't. We just need to understand how our bodies work, and take care of it. That's why yesterday too, I kind of, when I was talking about those doctors, I wanted to do a tribute to them, because they're amazing. The doctors that actually come out and speak the truth, they put so much at risk. Their sanity, their careers, their physical lives, they have all of this challenge when they actually come out and want to help people. And there are people that become doctors because they want to look good and make money, not because they want to help people. Because they become doctors because they want to use the intelligence that they learned and hold it over people, and and step on people, and they want to feel like a better person, but they do it by like demeaning people. Don't talk to me that way. I have a degree. Well, I have a degree and you don't, and you're not a worthy person because you don't have letters behind your name like I do. Like there are a lot of people like that. So, but then, there are doctors that really want to help people. And those are the doctors I find too that are constantly learning, because there are also people that have degrees in their names, and it's like once they got that, they're just done. They're not open to learning anything at all. They're done. They're like, I don't need to learn anything else. They have that attitude too. But all the doctors that I follow, they're constantly learning. They're constantly curious. They want to have that partnership relationship with their patients. They're not, trying to bully you with their degrees. So, do you really think he's not sick? My friend was saying she noticed she thought he wasn't like himself. Didn't really have a sense of humor or anything. And maybe, I'm sure he's tired, because I was like, damn, has the man slept? Has he slept since the election? It seems like he doesn't get enough rest anyway. But but he could like have the flu or just be tired. But I don't think he has the Rona. I mean, I don't know. I don't know if you don't watch this channel, but you know what I think about the isolation test and all that stuff. I have a completely radical view that most people have on this, because I don't believe the initial story of germ theory. So I believe in terrain theory. I'm not saying that germs don't exist. I'm just saying we don't get sick the way that we're told we get sick. I'm just trying to make it short. But so a lot of people too believe that it's cold, that they're using it to hide him away. I don't know. I can't say for sure, But all I'm praying, I've been sending him and everybody good energy and praying for them. There are lots of witches and people that are sending him bad energy. And those witches are retarded, because they don't know if you do shit like that to people, it comes back to you threefold. There's a rule of three. So, I mean, I don't really send any bad energy out to people, because it comes back to you. So, yeah, I mean, he could be sick, but I mean, There's no diagnostic criteria to distinguish the flu from the Rona from pneumonia from other respiratory diseases. They haven't made that distinction. So, the diagnostic criteria is all over the place. And then, the other people that allegedly tested positive with the fake test, which I keep talking about, give false positives because they don't look for viruses. They haven't even isolated the virus. So how can you give a test for something that they haven't even isolated a virus for? When they're getting those tests, they're not looking for a virus. They're looking for markers, which it could be, which you make you test positive by being around animals, by being pregnant, by having the flu. And then there's another theory that basically says that this virus is actually part of us, and everybody actually has it in their system. So when you take the PCR test, the swab test, or whatever, it can show up in some people and it can't, and it won't show up in other people. But there's lots of people in science that have talked about, even before this, the coronavirus came out. I think I talked about it a few months ago. I did a presentation where I was talking about Anthony Fauci and NIH and all that stuff, where the PCR test is used to detect HIV, and a lot of people have getting false positives for HIV. Think about that shit. You think you have HIV, but then they find it was a false positive. But yet now you're on all these drugs that have made you sick. I mean, I fucking hate the medical industry so much. They're so evil. They're so fucking evil. I hope I see that motherfucker Anthony Fauci burn in hell in my lifetime, because he has a space reserved for him for sure. The spell is so strong. Oh, is anybody calling? 512-481-7464. 481-7464. It's funny. I just hung out with Jenny from Red Pill Rage not too long ago. She says she stopped watching my live streams because I don't know how to cut people off. I was like, oh, I've been struggling with that, because I know maybe sometimes I let people talk too much, but I feel like I'll get somebody and then I'll time it, but then just when they're getting into a good point, I don't want to cut them off. I have a lot of intelligent subscribers, and I like to hear what people have to say. So let me see. Doctors are controlled by medical association. Yeah. Doctors are controlled by medical association. I know that, I think Dr. Tom Cowan, one of the doctors I mentioned, and Dr. Andrew Kaufman, they're actually going to give up their medical license. Because they know, because of what they're saying about the coronavirus, these thugs are going to come at them and try and take it away. But they relinquish it. It's not going to be taken away. And they already have a following. They already have enough clients to make money. Even if they have their own clients and they charge like $100 an hour, but they're fully booked. I mean, 8 hours a day. So say they work like 8 hours a day. They're making like $800 a day. They work 5 days a week. They're making $4,000 a week. That is what, 4 times 4 is $16,000 a month. That's not a bad living at all, right? I have 2 friends that are doctors and they don't know shit. Yeah, not surprised, right? They just know how to memorize and regurgitate. I don't now. Like the doctors that I work with, I interview doctors and I test out doctors because people forget that doctors work for you. You're not working for them. So you want to have a doctor that fits you and your ideals, not one that's like, I'm the doctor, listen to me, and if you don't, you're stupid. Like, hate those motherfuckers. It has to be scary to be in Trump's shoes. I mean, what's scary because... Oh, somebody's calling. Hello.
Hi.
Hey.
Hi, the Sugar Talk.
Hey, what's up? What's your name?
Righteous. So,
that's a cool name,
my name
Righteous?
is Connie.
Okay.
And I've been, yesterday I had been in the store and I seen the local newspaper here, and they're testing our sewage watersheds. So they're testing everybody's waste and finding the Rona in there. So I'm just trying to figure out why they want to shove swabs down people's throats through their nasal cavities, and when they can find it, basically through our urine. So it's just so weird. But they were talking in the paper about how this might be a way to, I guess, assess how much Rona is in a certain county, and that can make it where they can shut us down, basically shut down individual counties based on their watershed waste testing. It's just so weird. But
this is getting ridiculous.
Yeah,
it's like it's a power grab, though. Can you see? Like, of course they're gonna find it in the sewage or whatever. They're gonna. Yeah. And it's well, they're getting money off of the test. The people that are making the test are making money. It's a business. So they don't. There's so many outlets. There's so many other people that have come out and even said that the tests give false positives. Like it's not a definitive test. They really can't. So basically, I take that to mean they can't even really tell from the test if somebody has it, because like I was saying before, they can't look under a microscope and see a virus. They're testing for markers.
Exactly.
So not
and the guy that
okay, go on.
The guy that invented the test said it's not a good test.
Yeah, Carrie Mullis.
To determine it. And then I found out. I listened to this podcast called No Agenda, and they have like doctors and stuff that talk to them and send them information. And I guess the TRC test, they run the cycles higher than normal. Mm-hmm. Like the cycles that they have to spin the test, they run them higher than normal, and they can find now. While they say that they are precise, but they're not accurate. And then it's up to the lab tech to interpret the findings.
Yeah,
so they could just be doing whatever.
That's how they make shit up. It's like, seriously, like all of this shit is very highly subjective, and they try and treat it like it's objective and that it's definitive and there's no questioning it. And because honestly, that's what science is supposed to be. That's the difference, really, that's supposed to be between science and religion, is that the tests are supposed to be definitive and objective, so that you can't put your feelings and your interpretations into it. But that's what they do all day long. They're such a bunch of fucking hypocrites. And because I'm glad you know this, like Carrie Mullis was the name of the guy. He actually won the Nobel Prize in chemistry for inventing the PCR test. Did you ever see his interview where he's talking about how he wanted to use it to or he was doing research for AIDS, and how he found out the whole AIDS thing was bullshit? Mm-hmm. You saw that?
Yeah.
Yeah, man, that was crazy. I actually feel bad for him, because he's actually a real scientist that wants to do real work. And he was saying that basically, so I'll just wrap it up too, like for the guests, like he was basically saying that when scientists, they really get most of their money, if not all their money, from grant money, and from corporations and stuff. So they have to apply every year for their grant money. And he wanted to do one on AIDS, and he couldn't really find any proof that in the scientific literature that showed that HIV was the cause of AIDS. So I'm not saying that people's immune system don't break down with it. I'm not saying that AIDS doesn't exist, but there's a huge controversy within the scientific community that says that or that questions whether HIV is the thing that causes the immune system to break down, which is AIDS. And he basically... go on.
It's so strange, too. No, it's totally fine. But it's so strange, too, that I know people that have autoimmune deficiency problems, but they don't have AIDS. Like, they just have, like, this, from all the chemicals or the drugs or, the VCs or whatever, that they don't have... They don't have AIDS, but they have autoimmune deficiency problems. It's so strange.
It's just subjective, though. It depends on who you ask.
Yeah.
That's what it's like. Okay, well, this. Have you ever seen that documentary House of Numbers? That will blow if you're into this stuff. If you can get, I think they're still on YouTube. Those are the two documentaries I copied, because I'm afraid that they will erase those. But it's called House of Numbers. and the Emperor's New Virus. So basically, in that documentary too, they say that the diagnostic criteria changes depending on what country you're in.
Oh, wow.
And it also
That's
changes
dirty.
depending on whether you're black or you're gay. So
Yeah, that's dirty.
yeah,
I
yeah.
heard about that before,
Yeah,
though.
they were talking about that. They interviewed doctors and they were going over their tests and stuff. And that blew my mind. So it's like if you're a black woman, but you're a white woman, but you both did the same test and you both get the same test results, your diagnosis of having HIV would depend on whether you're black or white, because according to them, it's higher in black people. Or it's it's
so
gay
dirty.
if you're a gay man, right? Oh, it's higher in gay men. So you and a
Right,
straight
yeah.
man, you have the same test result, but you're gay, you're gonna get the HIV diagnosis. It's unreal.
Oh, it's so nasty.
Yeah.
It's so nasty. And I feel the same way about you. When I was a kid, I was so adamant about being a doctor until I had watched my mom. Like, this was when she started, like twisting herself. And I know my mom is, like, a hypochondriac.
Mm-hmm.
And I kind of have a feeling she might even be a little bit Munchausen-y, like, so to speak, because she tried to put that on my daughter. Like, she tried to claim my daughter had diabetes and stuff like that because she was going through a bedwetting problem when she was little, which made no sense to me because I did when I was a kid too. And I'm not diabetic. I'm one of the more healthier people in my family. My mom and my brother see their doctors all the time, and they're the most unhealthy people I know. And here I am. I only go for my woman checkup, and that's it. Like, I don't see doctors. Everything that I do, I'm usually doing, like herbal. And
yeah, right.
I just pay attention. Yeah, I pay attention to my body. I meditate. And, like, when I really got into meditation, I literally healed myself of so many problems that I had. I had like a candida problem. I had a lactose intolerance problem, which I still have, but it's not as bad. Like, I don't eat a whole lot of dairy or anything like that, but it would tear me up inside, like, where I was debilitated, like I couldn't move type stuff.
Yeah.
But, like, everything that I've done, I've basically listened to my body and just went from there. And I don't do, like, I would rather die than have to rely on pharmaceutical medications.
Yeah, girl,
and that's
I'm with you.
just how I am. Yeah, like, I can't deal with it. Don't like doctors. And like I said, I wanted to be one until I found out that they're just drug dealers.
Yeah, me too. Well, I wanted to be one until I discovered the arts, but I'm glad that I didn't go down that path because I found out the same thing. And I think had I gone down that path, I would have been devastated. And I remember, because I was sick all the time and I was close to my pediatrician. So I think when I just started to uncover all of this stuff, that was one of the things that I really thought about. I was like, wow, I wonder, I'm like, if I had been a doctor, I would have been like devastated. They're basically killing people.
Yeah.
Unwittingly.
Yeah, I wouldn't have been able to do it. Like, I would have been one of them discredited whistleblower doctors if I went through it, because I would have totally been like, yo, this is bullshit. Like,
but you know what's messed
we're
up?
all fake.
Yeah, you know what's messed up though? A lot of those doctors are debt slaves. They're like easily to $500,000 or more in debt. When they graduate, depending on if they're specialists. So that's how they keep them. And they are brainwashed because the pharmaceutical schools control the medical curriculum, and then they're taught that anything outside of that is like outside of that is quackery and stupid.
Blasphemy.
Yeah, basically no. Blasphemy is a perfect word because it's a cult. And I've even listened to Suzanne Humphreys and Rima Labal, who are both doctors, and they both compare it to like leaving a gang once they start to question certain things. How they went after them. How they were like, we were just asking simple questions and they just like lambasted us. Like, what the hell?
Oh, yeah. Yeah, I told doctors, exactly what's wrong with me. Like right now, for instance, I'm dealing with my tinnitus, and I'm trying to clear that up with oregano oil and echinacea and stuff like that, which it does work. I sometimes take Sudafed to get the clog out of my ear, but it's because of the fall transition and the spring transition. I know
Yeah.
it's mold, like the leaves falling and the rain and stuff like that. It just causes my head to clog up. And I tried to go to the doctor and tell him about it because I would get vertigo from it really bad when it was extremely severe. And I told the nurse what happened, what's going on with me. And then she goes to relay this information to the doctor, and the doctor snapped at her in the next room, and I could hear the doctor snapping at her, and she was just like, that's what she had experienced. She had experienced it before, and he was just like, I'll be the judge of that, or something like that. And it was just terrible how they like treated the nurses.
Yeah.
And I'm just like, wow, the arrogance.
Yeah, and the nurses know more, I think, in a lot of cases than the doctors, especially about the patients, because they're with the patients more. And I have friends, 3 of my great aunts were RNs, and I would listen to them talk about certain things, like conversations. And at the time, I wasn't super interested because I was younger, but I remember some of the conversations they had about some of the BS.
Yeah, I totally respect nurses more than doctors.
Yeah.
I totally respect nurses more than doctors. But yeah, like they're the grunts. They do all the hard work. The doctor just comes in, looks at the chart, and then says whatever. And I just don't like the fact that somebody that's not personal with you or like wants to understand you on a more intimate level, how they can tell you what's wrong with your body when you're living in it.
Yeah, exactly. And and I think that's the flaw within the whole system, is that there's a secret that's kept from, society that we, why should how our body works be a secret, and why should what we put in our bodies be a secret? I don't like that. So that's kind of my thing too. I want to empower other people to understand. Like, you ask people, where's your heart? What size is your heart on? Like, people don't even know that. Your heart's on your left side. Where's your liver? On your right side. Oh, most people don't know that. But most people don't know like their organs and where they are and how they work and how they function and what vitamins their organs need to, to function. And even, even me, like, a few years ago, I figured out, I'm like, oh, anything I put on my skin is going to have to get processed by my liver. If I'm putting, toxic hand sanitizer on my skin, then it's going to process my liver. This shit's flammable. How is that good for my body? Like, people don't put this shit together.
That stuff will take permanent marker out. If you get permanent marker on your clothes or on a surface or anything like that, you can put hand sanitizer on it and it'll work just like nail polish remover.
Oh, shit.
Because I clean for a living. I clean for a living, and this is the thing. Like, I haven't had COVID. My daughter, she works at a big chain grocery store. She hasn't had it though. This morning, she did tell me that 2 of her coworkers tested positive, and this is the first in this entire time all year that anybody from this grocery store chain has come down with COVID, which is ridiculous to me. I know that we're in level purple right now, so I know we're going to probably get shut down eventually.
Where are you? What state?
It's just so.
What state are you?
It's just so weird because I always have to clean up ink off of surfaces in these banks, and I'm like, I put some hand sanitizer on it, and it like literally in seconds lifted the ink off of the surface.
Yeah.
And wiped it away clean, like, and left a cleaner spot there than it was before.
What? That's insane. Well, I mean, like, you know what the COVID is and all the tests and stuff are. So if she gets it or whatever, it's probably just like the flu, if she's not.
Yeah, we honestly think that she might have been exposed before because she was sick, like 3 or 4 months ago, she was sick. And it wasn't too bad. It was just like a head cold, but she said she was sore, like her whole upper body across her shoulders.
But I mean, like COVID, it's supposed to be a respiratory disease. So if it was in her head, then it technically, even according to them, then it's not COVID. But they will probably label it as COVID because they're just anything. You have allergies is COVID. You get shot in the head with a drive-by, it's COVID. It's
Yeah, really.
You have asthma, it's COVID. Yeah. You have heart attack, it's COVID.
Yeah, hangnail, it's COVID. It's a big joke around here, honestly, because I haven't met anybody that's died from it. I've heard people now that are infected with it, but it's not that bad. I really don't feel like it's that bad. I believe in COVID. Like I have to tell people, yes, I believe in COVID. I believe that we've been exposed to it before, and this is supposed to be some new novel virus. And
like all
I
the
believe that it was created. I believe that people were playing with germs and
stuff.
made this mistake. But yeah, I'm like, I just don't believe that our bodies can't handle it. Our immune systems, they're trying to make people believe that our immune systems don't work, which is ridiculous to me.
And
Our immune system's a miracle,
yes, it's
designed to
amazing.
take care of stuff like this.
Yeah, and the thing is that they're you know, people are brainwashed to believe that we need vaccines. But how do we? It was like what? How long have human beings allegedly been on this earth? This one figure I heard is like
Exactly.
200,000
That was my
years.
biggest question to everybody. Even since
200,000 years?
before COVID, I'm like, how on earth did we survive without vaccines before that? Vaccines, you know?
Yeah.
Like,
And we only
life went
vaccinate.
on.
We only vaccinate for 16 diseases where there's like millions and millions of different viruses and stuff.
Exactly.
So, I mean, we're going to get millions and millions of vaccines. Just people don't think, and people don't know. People are ignorant. People want to remain ignorant. People don't want to know. They're lazy. They want the government and everybody to tell them what to do. I'm just over it. I'm just kind of like getting to the point where, you know, I talk and I've been on this channel and, you know, my friends and family know where I stand, but I'm just going to even stop, you know, talking to my friends and family. I'm just like, you know, it's just, I need to save my energy.
I can't talk to anybody around me. I live in my head most of the time. That's like, I meditate a lot because of it, because I guess I'm talking to God somehow. But I actually created a channel just so I could vent about things. I even got an Anchor FM podcast, and I haven't been on it lately. I just made a video right before I logged on and seen you, but it was just informing people about how they were testing our sewer watershed and stuff like that, and seeing if other people in where they're living, if they're doing that there, because it just gives you an idea how they're going to start using that information to restrict our movement some more. Yeah. But it's just so strange because like I have no friends that I can talk to about this stuff.
I'm sorry. Do you mind?
So
do you mind
I've just
asking?
been venting.
Do you mind? I'm just curious. You don't have to tell me if you don't want to. What state are you in, though?
State? I'm in Ohio.
Ohio? Okay.
Yeah, smack dab in the middle of it. If you know this movie, The Shawshank Redemption, the jail is right down the street. That big ass castle prison is right down the street from me.
Oh wow! Okay.
My brother served time there back in '89 and '90, a year before they closed it down. He ended up going from there to Lucasville, Ohio, to serve the remainder of his time when they shut down the old Shawshank prison. I visited him there. It's the creepiest place on earth.
Oh wow! Wow. Somebody was just. I'm kind of reading a little bit in the comment section too. This person says, "My coworker can't wait for the vaccine. I can't be around her." Do you have people around you that's like, "Oh my God, I can't wait for the vaccine to come out"? Those people are gonna get fucked.
Nobody I know is like amped to get stuck for no reason. Because we're all the dead people.
We're all the dead people. Plus, a vaccine is supposed to be a preventative. So if you already have it or you already had it, a vaccine is not going to help you anyway.
Exactly.
So, I mean, according to their science, I don't think vaccines help at all anyway. But even according to their own, you know, reasons as to why vaccines and the purpose of them are and how they're supposed to work, it's not going to help you if you already have had it. So I'm just like, if you believe in it and you believe that it can make you sick, you know, the best thing you can do is just give your immune system sufficient vitamins in order for it to help fight whatever sickness it is, you know, whether it's the Rona or whether it isn't, or whatever you have. That's the best thing you can do. And I talk to people and they're like, oh, you know, you don't believe this coronavirus is deadly or whatever. Like, oh, then what are you gonna do? Like, how do you protect yourself? I'm like, people, it's like when you say vitamins, it's like you're talking about magic or some shit. No, it's biochemistry.
Really?
It's biochemistry. Like, duh, it's like called biochemistry, not magic, right? But people don't even know what like vitamin D does. You know, if you don't have vitamin D, you know, you see those pictures and those like videos of people in Africa and how their bones are like deformed. That's because they have rickets for lack of vitamin D. Like lack of vitamins and minerals really can fuck you up.
And stuff like that. Yeah. Yeah, it's just like vitamin B12. Like, I've been taking B vitamins too because it's good for you cognitively. Like, I didn't know. I heard about a lady, she was so low on B vitamins, she couldn't even talk right. Like,
Yeah, I mean,
her speech was so messed up.
yeah, there have been people that have had mental illness diagnosis and they've been able to turn around with vitamins because they were just low in certain vitamins.
Yeah,
If you
B
look at,
vitamins.
if
B
you,
vitamins have everything to do with your, cognitive clarity and mental clarity. So, yeah, I've been taking B vitamins and vitamin D and vitamin C and zinc, and I've been great. Like, I got a couple of bottles of echinacea, and I love oregano oil, Mediterranean oregano oil. It takes care of infections like you wouldn't believe.
I've heard oregano oil is amazing. I actually have some oregano growing outside of my balcony. But I think I actually have some oregano oil in my cabinet because I was told to get that, for emergencies.
Yeah,
But
it is the best.
I heard that. I heard it's really great. I'm teaching myself little by little about herbs and stuff. I thought I was gonna maybe, because I was trying to figure out what I was gonna do to get out of this damn job I was before I got fired. And I was thinking about going online to Trinity Herbal School of Medicine. Because, that's something eventually I would like to learn too. I would like to learn about
That sounds amazing. Like, I would love to do that too.
Yeah, you should check it out. I think they have payment plans and stuff too. But homeopathy, is something also. I bought a couple books in homeopathy. Just, I don't have the time to do it, but just little by little experimenting on myself. Right now I'm experimenting with DMSO. I don't know if you watch Yummy Mummy, or no, it's Yum Natural, but Natural's been Amanda Vollmer, and she's really into DMSO. And because I do jujitsu and stuff, you always get injured a lot. And I've been experimenting with DMSO and mixing it with other things to see if I can heal faster. Like anytime I get sick or injured, I use it as an experiment, as a way to experiment on myself, and then a lot of stuff.
Definitely.
I've helped other people, and if I can even tell people that I've experienced this for myself in this work, it's even better,
Mm-hmm. Definitely, that's a real healer. Like, that's real healing, and you're learning about your body by experiencing it personally.
Yeah.
And that's the best way to know. Like, without, for instance, without the shamans and the cunning people, the cunning folk of the past,
Mm-hmm.
we wouldn't have, modern medicine.
I know.
All those people that were considered witches because they were using plants and stuff to heal themselves, like, we wouldn't have modern medicine without those people. And we need to take it back, like, and go back to those ways, like, where people tested the plants, like, and talked to the plants and stuff like that.
Yeah, it's true. You know what? I'm a shameless plug, but in my module, the one that I'm actually having trouble uploading now, because this module ended up being like 2.5 hours, medicine and science, I actually talk about that, and I actually have some really, really good footage that I found talking about the Flexner report and how, the beginning of beginning of the century, we actually did have a free market medical system, and how big corporate interests actually took that over and made it into what it was today. They
immediately too.
Yeah.
They took it over almost as soon as it started, because, like, if you've ever watched Dying to Have Known, is a documentary that I watched, and that's really what got me into homeopathy, because the Gerson therapy method for cancer treatment is amazing.
Yeah.
And that, the whole story behind that, where NBC radio host gets fired because he interviewed him and they discredited him and then tried to poison him the first time, and he healed himself, and then they poisoned him another time, and because of the first time he was so weak he didn't make it. But his daughter is still alive and kicking, and she's in her 90s.
Yeah, and she's still alive, Charlotte, right?
That.
I think her name is Charlotte. She's alive, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
She's it's either right in the north of Mexico, or either I think it's like almost by the border of
Chihuahua.
Mexico.
No, wait. It's not Chihuahua. It's near Tijuana, Mexico. Actually.
Yeah, okay, so it's right before Mexico, but it's down there like San Diego.
And then they had a place in Switzerland that they had built too.
Oh, yeah, I think so, yeah. So, and they have hundreds and hundreds, or I would say not hundreds, thousands of case studies. But yet people just want to be like, oh, that's quackery. That's
what they did to Steve Jobs. He was going down there to get get help with his cancer, and they criticized him for it.
I
And
wonder
then
if
he
he
ended up dying.
died, but I wonder, I think that they're different alternative treatments depending on the cancer. Like, so if I had,
Mhm.
colon cancer, I would probably do Gerson therapy because it seems like it's like that's diet based.
It's
But
about the diet and stuff like that. Yeah.
yeah. So it also like depends on what caused your cancer. Was it stress? Was it
Mhm.
radiation? Was it different chemicals? Was it your diet? Like what? You know what I mean? There's certain. So I
Mhm.
think certain causes command certain cures. But have you ever seen that movie? Not movie, that documentary. The Truth About Cancer.
Mhm. Yeah.
Yeah, that's you guys.
Yeah.
If
Good
you,
stuff.
yeah, it's really good, man. And it's like it kind
I'm
of.
totally on alkaline water because of that. I've been drinking alkaline water ever since I watched
Oh,
the
okay.
Gerson movie. Like I
Yeah.
drink. That's all the kind of water I ever drink. Either I buy it alkaline or I'll make it alkaline with lemon. But
Okay.
yeah,
Okay. Well, thank you
it's
so much.
yeah.
Oh, I'm gonna say thank you so much for calling. I think I'm gonna try and get some more
Thank
calls.
you.
Yeah. Thanks. No, thank
Yeah,
you
it
for
was
calling.
wonderful talking to you. I'm so glad I could do this. Such a relief.
Yeah.
Pressure valve release. Thank you.
Thank you, girl. Have a great day.
Yeah, you too.
Okay. Bye
Bye,
bye.
everybody.
Bye. DMSR. What is that? 512-481-7464. I got 30 minutes, yo. 30 minutes. 30 more minutes. I'm in it for 30 more minutes. I didn't see anybody trying to call when she was talking, but that's why. I'm just saying. Okay, so what do you guys talk about in the comment section? Read the book Women Who Ran with Wolves. Women Who Ran with Wolves. Did they really run with wolves? I use collagen when it helped me. They want to be ignorant. Is that what Amazing Lucas says, right? He says the ignorance. Most diseases are toxins, yeah. Created by parasites and bacteria. Big Pharma is evil hell. All right, we got another caller. Hello.
Hello,
Hi, who's this?
this is Gretchen.
Hey, Gretchen, how are you?
I love your show, and I've been catching you live lately, which is great. I wanted to share an experience I had with a shaman.
Oh, yeah, do tell.
And learned a lot about the body and how your body holds memories, and I didn't really understand that. My body started hurting like I was working out. I don't know. It looked like I lifted weights, and I couldn't understand why my body was hurting. And I had met this guy a year prior, and his card just was on my table, and I called him. He's an intuitive healer. He calls himself an intuitive healer.
Mm-hmm.
But my experience was overwhelming, and he just uses his energy. He doesn't. It's crazy. And what my body did after that was release. And it was almost, I won't say like an exorcism, but it was a release that I had never experienced in my life. A physical, emotional release that was so powerful, and immediately I felt better. And then I stayed with him for once a week. I saw him for about 3 months. And it came to a plateau where, there was no more healing to do. But it was not just his energy, it was how he spoke to you. It basically came down to about dealing with death and how your spirit, your consciousness continues, right? And so it was preparing your consciousness for an ascension, I suppose, if you want to say it that way. But since then, my energy in my body has been flowing. I'm calm. I do meditate and I do yoga, and I am after my experience in February, I went to my nurse practititioner who told me it was the end of the world, and I looked at her that's when I forget the medical system. I won't even like go there anymore.
Yeah.
She literally told me, it's the end of the world. And I looked at her and just shocked. And that's when my body started breaking down. And so when I found this guy, it changed my life completely and utterly. The power of the mind and the body are, they don't teach that stuff in school.
Yeah, they should, right? I had a friend that was,
God.
she was a, well, no, I have actually now quite a few friends that are, but when I was younger, I had this friend, his girlfriend basically was a massage therapist, and she would tell me, that they were taught that they had evidence that the body held memories, because sometimes they'll work knots out on people and they'll have flashbacks. And she was saying that she had this she was massaging this guy that was in a bicycle accident, and she had this knot she was working out, and when she began to loosen the knot, he started having flashbacks and freaking out. Yeah,
Exactly.
because of the accident, and he was holding it in his body.
Think about if they taught that to us as children and growing up,
right.
and how your mind-body works and how different everything would be, because
Dude, yeah.
The medical system is broken, and they just want to kill us.
Well, not only that, but it's like they need to. I think psychology needs to be taught to young, to us at a younger age too. Not that we go around and treating people, but I think we need to understand psychology as a society and how we affect other people and why other people act a certain way. I think it should be taught at younger ages. And I mean, there's a lot of stuff, but I mean, of course, me, Miss Conspiracy. I think it's part of a grander plan to keep us controlled, because if we knew this stuff, they couldn't control us. If we knew this stuff, we would not be locking down. We would not be wearing a mask. We would not be lining up for vaccines. We would not be like crying at home. You know what I mean? Like nothing would have been shut down. We would have been like, oh yeah, okay, that's funny, and just went about things as normal. But this is how you keep people controlled. Huh?
I said the shutdown is the plan of the New World Order. That's not.
I'm just saying, had we known all this stuff, right? If we understood how our bodies worked to this degree that you're talking about.
Oh God, we wouldn't be in this position if we all understood how our bodies and mind work.
Yeah.
No.
Yeah, they wouldn't be able to scare us. Yeah, they wouldn't be able to scare us. They're scaring us because we're ignorant.
Exactly. I just had a mother tell me yesterday, oh yeah, we all had our flu shot. And I looked at her, and my heart just sank. And I said, really? She said, oh yeah, my kids have had vaccines their whole life. And my heart just sort of,
I know.
Everybody has their perception of reality. And so everybody's perception is different. But it just made me sad, because she seems like a bright woman. And don't put that stuff in your kids.
Yeah, well, people want to do the right thing. That's another way that they control us, right? Because most people want to do the right thing. And then, of course, as a parent, if you're told that vaccines are going to protect your kid, you're going to get them vaccinated. But nobody tells them about I know, I'm not, of course, they're lying through their teeth, of course. But I'm just saying, from their point of view, that's what they're thinking. Oh, I'm doing the good thing.
Oh,
and
exactly.
A lot of people don't even wake up. A lot of people don't even wake up, until something bad happens to them. Or, in my case, I saw what happened to my best friend's son. And that's when I woke up about that. Thank God. I saw it with my own eyes. But there's still people, too. Their egos are so big. This is why I also say this is a spiritual war. Because there are people that no matter how much evidence you give them, or no matter how many facts, they're still going to go the opposite way, because they're too prideful. They don't want to admit that they've been duped. But it's sad. They're going to pay the consequences. So that lady that's vaccinating her kids, the vaccines cause cancer and all these other things. It's not going to contribute to the health of her children. So,
I know, and it made me sad that she wasn't knowledgeable about the vaccines, or didn't even ask what's in them. And I have to curb my tongue, because everybody has their own beliefs, and you can't really, everybody comes to their conclusion in time for them. I also wanted to tell you, you said DMSO. I've been using that on with MMS on skin cancer, squamous cell carcinoma. Took it right away.
How long did
Took
it
right
take?
away.
How long did it take?
It took about a month.
Well, you said MMS. You mean MSM or?
MMS, it's Miracle Mineral Solution.
Oh, okay.
It's sold out of a, yeah. A lot of people are controversial about that, but it works.
MMS. I'm gonna look it up.
And
MMS.
MMS, I spray my skin with it every day. I put it in my eyes. I did a series of drinking it, and you know, I've not been sick in years, and so I started that. I think it was Jordan Sager that brought it up, and I looked
he's so
into it. I got the
adorable.
book.
He's so adorable.
He's so liberal. I don't
No. I said he's adorable.
Oh, he is adorable.
He's
Yes,
adorable.
he is
I'm like, I wish when I was that young, I was as smart as him and as savvy. And he also just has a really good sense of humor. He can make fun of himself, and he's such a great teacher. But I look at him I'm like, God, he's like a baby to me. He looks so young.
He is a baby.
He's a baby. But I'm just like, being that young, huh? He's really wise beyond his years to be that young. And that's what I think every time I see him.
Yeah. But he's the one that brought it up, and I started looking into it, and I got the book of the guy that sells it and did all the research on it. And it's, it's controversial. I've offered it to some people. Oh, no, we can't. I'm going to listen to my doctor. I'm like, oh, God.
Well,
okay,
yeah, you're like, good luck with that.
So I can attest to having it work for me. So it's out there.
Yeah, I'll definitely look it up. I mean, I'm looking for really fast ways to heal, especially like I'm saying, I do jiu-jitsu and I'm always getting slammed on the floor. And like right now, my wrist hurts, my shoulder hurts. Everybody is messed up. I have a friend, one of my classmates. She's an amazing fighter and she's like a triathlete. She's like mountain climber and everything. And she's always hurt. So I gave her the link to my friend's book. I hope she said she was going to check it out, But it's just, knowing how to heal yourself, especially like a lot of athletes, friends that I have of mine, they're just always fucked up, or excuse my language, always messed up, And
DMS is very effective.
Yeah, it's starting to heal. Yeah, it is. I mean, I'm using it right now. I think my issue was is I just kept re-injuring myself, so I'm just gonna have to kind of I might even just have to go to class and observe some parts because I just kept re-injuring my shoulder, and I think that's why it's probably taking longer than it should to heal. But yeah.
Well, there's a lot of information that's alternative that works, and I stay away from doctors.
Yeah, they're good. They're good. I'm like, if I got shot in a drive-by, or if I'm walking through the jungle and a snake falls on my face, take me to the hospital. But other than that,
right.
But this is how I make the distinction.
Away.
Yeah, this is how I make the distinction. It's like modern medicine. It's made for modern problems, right? Like cars and bullet guns and stuff, or more modern inventions. So if you're getting stabbed or shot, or external, they're good for physical external. Accidents, not disease.
Yeah, but stay far away from pharmaceuticals, because the pharmaceuticals, back when my mother was very ill, they could never really diagnose her with anything.
Mm-hmm.
Or she was on steroids, and then she got high blood pressure, and then she got diabetes. She was on so much medication that I am convinced that killed her.
Oh, I believe it. You know what it is? It's like, what is that nursery rhyme? The old lady that swallowed the spider? That's, I feel like it is taking pharmaceutical drugs. You know that one that goes, there was an old lady who swallowed a spider, and then she swallowed a rat to catch the spider. Then she had to swallow a cat to catch the rat, and had to swallow the dog to catch the cat. So she's eating like all these, but I feel like that's what it's like, the pharmaceutical, right? You take one ailment to one medicine to tackle this disease, and then you get this symptoms, and then you have to take another medicine to fix this symptom, and then you get a symptom from that medicine.
Mom. Yeah,
exactly.
She died at 78 years old. She was too young to die. Her body just started.
It's poison. It really is poison. It really is poison. I'm struggling right now. My goal right now, I admit I still have to take my inhaler. but I'm making efforts to get off of that. I don't even think it is acceptable. And there are people, what kills me is the people that are just like, oh, well, I guess I'm just going to have to be on this medication for the rest of my life. And I'm like, it's so debilitating. It's like, if you want to travel and do stuff, you always have to worry about whether you have your medicine on you and stuff like that. I feel like
Yeah.
it's a ball and chain. I don't like
Well,
the
I'll tell
idea
you
at
what.
all.
The older community, and I'm older, the older community is on so much medication. It's disgusting. It's sad. They are all medicated with for this and that, and it's like I try to insert some other alternative options, and they just do not want to listen. They do not.
It's just
they
easier to
listen
take
to
a
their
pill.
doctor.
And it's easier to take a pill. And,
It's
a
sad.
lot of people don't want to take responsibility. And my mom, she takes medication here and there. But, thank God my mom, she was dependent on laxatives for a while. And I got her into green smoothies and stuff. And it really helped her,
Oh, nice. Yeah, I do juicing. I do juicing every day.
Yeah.
I whatever I have in my fridge, I juice it up, and you just. But some people are not. They love their doctors, and they won't. They just can't look outside the box.
It's like a cult. It's like a cult.
It's sad.
Yeah,
it's
a culture cult. I mean,
yeah.
I refuse to live that way. I want good quality of life. I guess there's some people that believe that they can't have that. Maybe the people that believe that they don't deserve that. I don't know what it is. I've just.
Mental.
It is mental. It's mental. I think
they need to go to a shaman. Really.
Yeah. I think it's mental. It's spiritual a little bit. I think that I don't know. I just sometimes I get frustrated.
Programming.
It's programming. Yes, it's programming. But there are days, Gretchen, I really do, I get frustrated at people, and I'm really trying to practice like gratitude, that helps me put a lot of stuff in perspective. And I feel that okay, I'm grateful. I'm grateful that I know this knowledge. I don't want to take a blue pill for the steak. I'm glad that I took the red pill. I feel more empowered, especially with this COVID thing. I'm not even scared. I'm like, oh, really? Okay.
Oh, no, I never was scared. When my doctor said, oh, it's the end of the world, I looked at her. I could not believe she was telling people that, number one. And I walked away thinking, my God, you work in an elderly community and you're telling the old people that? That's horrible. What a horrible person.
Yeah, well, she probably really believes that. I think it's the end of the world as we know it. I think what we're going through is very revolutionary, though.
True, yeah, I agree.
But I don't think...
I think you're great. And I loved you the other day when you had your hair in an afro. You look so cute.
Oh, girl, that's a lot of work, though. Thank you.
I love it. I just think it looks so great. You're such an intelligent young lady, and you're beautiful.
Oh,
and I enjoy listening to you.
Oh, I appreciate it. Thank you. Thanks for calling. I think
You're welcome.
I'm thinking one more call.
Okay.
Thank you so much. I'm going to look up the MMS stuff. I wrote it down. Or MMS. Yeah,
MMS.
Miracle Mineral Solution, right?
It's awesome.
Okay.
It works. I'm telling you.
Okay. I love I love trying new stuff. Yeah. Okay, thanks. Bye-bye. All right, I'll take, I think, one or two more calls, depending on how much I let them talk, how much we talk. COVID red pilled me off medicine. Really? Cal, we gotta talk. I didn't know that. COVID woke me up. Yeah, it's like the new, it's like this decade's 9/11, right? For sure. Yeah, okay, one more. 512-481-7464. Got that Austin area code, 512-481-7464. Yeah, COVID has woke many people up. Hopefully more. I don't know. I also feel like there are other people that are going the other way too, that are becoming more zombies as well. It's splitting people. There really is a determining line, I think. And it's frustrating because I think, in one sense, you're like, oh, they're two sides. Oh, you're like, there's a middle ground, but I really just feel like the more things progress, there is no middle ground. I really feel like this is some biblical stuff, and I feel like the more, I feel like they're as I talked about when I interviewed G. Edward Griffin, that there are more people waking up, but there are also people accelerating stuff on the other side. And even with the mainstream media, the song that I'm actually working on, it's about the mainstream media and how they just lie. They create spells with their stuff, and it's like I was just watching. Oh shit! Was somebody calling? Call again. Call again. Somebody that was somebody that was oh, it was James O'Keefe. He just did another sting on voter fraud, and the mainstream media goes off basically, and they're just saying, oh, it's hello. Let me just finish this one thought. So the mainstream media goes off, and they say, oh, well, that's just unverifiable evidence. Again, I'm just like, but he has faces and names. I mean, it's like unverifiable. But the people that will listen to that newscast, and they'll just be like, yeah, they'll just repeat what the news says and not even open their eyes. And it's just like, it's so evil. It's so evil. Anyway, hi, who is this?
Shakar.
Huh? Oh, hey, what's up? You tried to call the other day? Or was it yesterday?
Yeah.
I'm sorry. Yeah, I know. I was okay. I think this one's flowing a little bit better. Anyway, how you doing, Jakar?
Good. How you doing?
I'm good.
Good.
Sunday morning.
You said you butchered my name the other day. You said it right.
Jakari?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
People butcher my name all the
No,
time.
you said it right.
Okay. Yeah. People butcher my name all the time.
Most people don't say it right. They always say Shakaris or
I know,
never say it
right? Yeah, it's funny. I'm sure you have lots of different. I think you have lots of I'm sure you have lots of different versions of your name. That people,
Yeah, I do.
People call me Bernstein. I'm like, I don't even have a B in my name. How did you even get that? You're like, like Bernstein, Vershey, Virstyne. Like I've gotten it all, so it's fine. All you can do, right, when you have a unique name, all you can do is just like you have to learn to have a sense of humor about it.
I know. I got so many nicknames. It's just like, just pick one.
Yeah. So what's up? How you doing? Long time no talk.
Good. How are you? Yeah.
I'm
doing good.
I'm well. Yeah. So what you want to talk about today? What's going on?
Man, I just, I'm a health and nutrition guy myself, man, and just the common sense that people don't have with this. It's like, you can't have a mask on all day and think you're going to have oxygen, man. You're losing oxygen every day. It's like, I don't understand it. It's common sense.
Did you hear about mask mouth?
Yeah, I have heard about that.
Yeah, so that's developing. Why is that happening? Oh, because we're not supposed to cover our face. We're not meant to have our face. So I just for the people who don't know, mask mouth, dentists are writing about this now. People are getting weakened their teeth weakened because the black bacteria that's harboring in the mouth is actually going into their mouth and giving them bad breath, messing with their gums. It's terrible. So they're calling it mask mouth now.
That's ridiculous. And think about the people that wear it all day long. I'll put it on, but I'll take it off real quick. And it's like, they'll keep it on the whole day. It's like you're working hours upon hours upon hours. You're working with it. You're going to the store. That's not healthy.
No, it's not, dude. It's not. And, I understand, though, like, you got to wear it. If you have to wear it to keep your job, I'm not judging those people at all. But
I get that.
I did it for a while. But
I did my best to keep it off.
Yeah, but there are people that like after they get off, they're still wearing it, and they're still. I was like, do you really believe that this is protecting you?
Really, exactly.
I don't but I think more people are wearing it because they're more afraid of what other people are going to think about them. They don't want the hassle. They don't want to be harassed, and they're more afraid of what people think about them. I think there are more people in that category than in the category that actually believe that these masks help them.
I agree with that. I agree. Because, it is a pestering. You go somewhere and then, people are looking at you. It's like, I don't even feel like dealing with the hassle of it, like you said. It's just, I go somewhere and you try to be a rebel with it, and then, you got to hear people's mouth and all that. And it's just like, man, I don't feel like it.
I wait for people to come up to me. You know me, I'm just like, yeah, I wish somebody.
Yeah, I know you.
I wish.
You're different. Everybody knows.
Yeah, I know, but I'm just, but I get on the channel and I vent about it, but I don't go around picking fights with people. And one thing,
Right, and that's a smart thing to do.
yeah, but I also don't let them push me around. I say no very politely.
Yeah.
I'm just like, no.
Yeah.
Maybe that's not polite, but I'm just like, no. No.
Yeah.
No, thank you. I'm not going to be
Yeah.
doing that. Or, I'll just go somewhere else. They try to get me to shop online. We have online shopping. Yeah, I know. I'm going to shop in person, though, today, okay? If that's okay with you. Because it's okay with me.
Yeah, exactly.
I ain't going home. I didn't drive all this way just to go back online. So, you can feel comfortable with your imaginary masks that you think are saving you from something that's fake, but whatever,
Yeah.
It's just so weird to me. And the thing that bothers me is when I go around, I don't care about people staring at me, but it makes me sad to see the people with just the resignation in their face. And I've actually had a couple people come up to me. I've actually, now that I think about it, I've had more people that come up to me and ask me how I got out of wearing the mask than I've had people come up to me and chastise me for wearing the mask.
Wow.
So,
Well,
which
cool.
has been about 2 or 3 people, not a lot, but, and people give me looks, but it's funny if they come up to me and talk to me, I'm like, they're not social distancing. Technically, according to
No, they're not.
own rules,
Yeah,
I'm
according to the rules, nobody's really social distancing, man. It's nonsense.
It's just, I don't know. So, what do you think is going to happen with this election?
I think Trump is going to win, but I think it's going to be, it's not going to be done peacefully. There's going to be some more chaos with it.
Dude, I'm telling people, I'm gonna get my house for 2 weeks, and I just make sure I have enough food and shit.
Yeah, I do too. I got a deep freezer. I
think it's gonna be like, I think it's gonna be some, what do you call it? I think it's gonna be some, not resistance, but riots and stuff. Either way,
it is.
Either way.
Yeah, either way. I think it's gonna be either side. Yeah.
Either way, it's gonna be crazy. So I think if you quote unquote loses, the pager is gonna know that it was stolen and something is up because there are way more people and we're way more hip to stuff now. And I think if he wins, then they're gonna release all the sleeper cells in Antifa, and they're just gonna try and burn shit down, But
yeah, they are.
But I just I don't know, man. It's crazy, huh?
I'm ready for it to be over with because it's giving me a headache right now. And the longer and longer it goes, it's just like, man, just wrap this up, man, so we can get on with our life.
Yeah, I know. I want it to be over too. I'm sick of it, and I'm like, I'm a commentator, and that's what I do for a living. But I'm like, I'm burnt out. Like, I want to talk about something else. Like, this channel didn't really start off as a channel talking about politics, I talked about, government corruption and pharmaceutical corruption and other things. And, it's about truth seeking, I guess. It's truth seeking, but, politics just happen to fall into it, but I'm not even really into politics because I think there's so much corruption in politics that I'm not really, I don't put all my faith in politics. People have told me, oh, you should get into politics. And I'm like, never, ever, 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 never.
Yeah. Yeah, that's true. I mean, like I said, I know, I've always had the mindset that, it's corrupt on both sides. But the only reason I really supported Trump because he was just completely different. He wasn't establishment like you've seen most of the presidents be. And to tell you the truth, you can see the proof of it because he's been messed with since he's been in office, Yeah,
did you vote?
Since he's got in, it's nonstop stuff.
Did you vote for him the first time?
I didn't, because I had that mindset, like, okay, whatever happens is going to happen. Because I've always been that way. I thought both sides was whatever.
Yeah, exactly.
But now I'm like, I got to vote for him.
Yeah, I didn't vote for it either at the time either. So I didn't vote at all either.
Yeah.
I hadn't voted since.
But I did want him to win, though. I did want him to win, though.
Yeah, I only wanted him to win because I didn't want Hillary Clinton to win. So, but I knew I knew he wasn't like a racist like people were saying. I was like, because I remember all the rappers that were like chilling with him, and I remember taking a mental note that he was the only like billionaire that I knew that would like hang out with the rappers and stuff, like hang out with the.
That's what I'm saying. You remember 20 years ago, everybody loved Trump. All the rappers. You remember Mac Miller had this song called Donald Trump? You know what I mean? It's like,
no, I didn't know that one, but I knew that
yeah,
he
look
was
that
popular
up. Yeah.
with. I knew he was popular in the black community with black people, and everybody loved him. And he had all these special appearances in movies, and it was like, oh, Donald Trump, like everybody just loved, like adored him. And now he's like this hateful, like white supremacist. I'm like, what? I'm like, if these people are just figuring this shit out now, they're stupid. Like, but I don't. So I didn't believe it. But go on.
But you see, that's how the media does it. That's how TV does it. You know what I mean? All you have to do is plant that seed that he was a racist. You can't prove it. You keep throwing it in everybody's face, and you just lay it like a sheep. You don't look at nothing in yourself, and you keep pulling that up, and you saying that the man's not. I got a friend down in Atlanta. We argue all the time about this. I can bring fact upon fact upon fact, and he sounds just like CNN. I'm like, if you sound like CNN one more time, man, I'm getting off the phone with you. So I love you. You've been my friend for a long time. I said, but if you don't explain to me why you don't like this man, outside of sounding like the news, I'm not going to listen to nothing else you have to say.
Dude, that was one of my friends too. He was saying that, like, I was like, what policies don't you like or do you like? And he couldn't name a policy on either side.
Not
he was
one.
like, well, I don't want to get into it. But I know my friend, and I know that he gets like that, and I know that he's probably too prideful to admit that he didn't look into the policy, but he's basing off of, and it was crazy because what he was saying to me was like, he was reading off the teleprompter. He was like, he's a buffoon.
Yeah.
And the word buffoon isn't really common in average vocabulary, I don't really hear people use the word buffoon. They'll say clown before they say buffoon. But directly, the word buffoon is coming from the news. He's a buffoon. He's a bully. That's another thing they said about him. But, I didn't. At the time, I was in a situation where I was trying to make amends and I wasn't trying to argue. But I later was thinking about it. I was like, this is still... it's a really petty reason to not to like somebody, but you're voting for somebody whose policies you don't agree with, but you're voting against the person that you are voting against. Wait, you're voting for somebody because the person that's against him, you just don't like. You don't like the way that he talks. But
that's all it is. That's all it is. They don't like him. Why won't you just say that, man? You can't say anything policy-wise that he ain't done. That was good.
And
you
I
just don't like
care.
him. Just come out and say you don't like the man.
Yeah, and that's fine. But it's like if you don't like him because of how he talks and how he presents himself, we're not picking roommates here. Like, look at the stuff that he's doing for this country. Yet you're gonna vote for somebody that wants to destroy this country, that goes against all your moral values because you don't like his New York accent. Like, get the fuck out of here. I think it's funny. It's like watching a comedy show. Because the thing is, too, when all this is going on the first time, I didn't watch any of the stuff. I just tuned out of social media. And then after he won, and then it started with, they were talking about, he says that illegal immigrants are criminals and rapists. And I was like, oh, that's fucked up. Like, why would he say something like that? So I actually watched the clip, and then I understand, just by being a health freedom activist, how the media manipulates and lies on us and anti-vaxxers and stuff.
Yeah.
So I'm just like, okay, well, let me just go back and see the whole thing and see if he really said that, or did they cut a clip and then like frame it to make it look like he said that. So I actually watched the whole thing, and I was like, wow, that's not what he said. And then when the inauguration happened, I had some friends that were like reporting and went down there, and they weren't letting them in, and they also took pictures in the morning, and I watched the whole inauguration ceremony, and I saw how CNN took pictures in the morning where people were just getting in, and then they said that was like the ceremony, and that's how many people showed up. But I knew that it was packed when he won. It was packed. And then there was a section where my friends were trying to get in, and they had like Antifa and other people that were blocking them from getting in. So they took pictures of that section, and then that section looked like it was empty, but it was really people outside of the gate, that entrance right there, that they weren't letting getting in. So I was just like, these people are shady. So then that's, I really started getting pumped. And I think the Charlottesville was the thing that really got me talking about it more, because I had a friend that this guy just walked into him, and he's a cameraman, okay? He's neutral. He's not really on his side. Walked into him and sprayed him in the face as a cameraman.
Oh, wow.
Just pepper sprayed him in the face. And it was just like,
Wow.
and I was like, they weren't showing that people were making like flamethrowers out of hairspray and shit. They weren't showing that. The media was deliberately cutting those people out and trying to make it, and I was just like, this is some salty shit. This is some salty shit, I have to
It is, and you see how they brought that back up again. They brought Charlottesville back up again
Oh
on
my
the
god!
debate.
I'm like, really, dude?
I'm like, why do you keep? I mean, come on, that was 3 years ago, man. And then, and what he said, you misquoted it anyway, like you always do.
Yeah, and then, what's his name? Chris Wallace. He was like, what was I gonna say? He was debating Trump, and then he had that interview with Trump where Chris Wallace was like, "Oh, I have a surprise. Okay, well, Biden is ahead of you by 1 point in the poll." He's like, "What do you think about that?" He's like, "Yeah, I think your polls are fake." He was like, "I think they're fake, and I think these polls are faker than they were before." You mean like the last fake polls? I was like, "Yes, that's awesome."
All right.
And he was just sitting there, and then I just saw this amazing thing where Ted Cruz went off on Gary Cuomo, or no, not Chris Cuomo. He went off. He ripped him a new one, man. It was go to like Steve Turley. That's where I saw it. Steve Turley put it up, and he basically Ted Cruz ripped fucking Chris Cuomo a new ass.
I like Ted Cruz. He's cool dude, man. I like him, man. I've always had.
I was just like, he's a master debater, dude. I wouldn't I try and learn debating skills from him. He's amazing. But he was just like, he just goes off on, and Chris Cuomo was just so shocked that he just kind of like he kind of froze back and was just like, he had a few responses, but he was just kind of like stunned that he would even go there. So he basically was talking about how his brother didn't handle his shit in New York, and then they had the highest death rate, and and basically, that he shouldn't have put people in nursing homes, that had, COVID and all this stuff. It was great, man. It was great. Yeah. It was a great breakfast. It was like breakfast. It was awesome.
Well, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, Chris Cuomo needed that, man.
Oh, he needs some more. They all need some more. You know?
Yeah, they're good. Yeah.
Anyway, I guess I'm gonna get going unless you want to say something else.
Is there anything else I want to talk about? Yeah, not off the top of the head, but yeah, I don't think nothing else.
All right. All right, guys.
Yeah. All right.
All right.
Good talking to you.
All right, you too. Okay, guys. Well, I'll be around tomorrow. I'll be doing live shows all the way up until Wednesday. Will be my last day. So, yeah.
All right.
All right.
Talk to you later.
All right. Catch you around. Bye-bye.
Bye.
Hey guys, what's up? All right, so I'll be up tomorrow at 10. I will see you guys around. Oh, let me do my promos again. I gotta do the promos. Wait, no. This is what I'm looking at. Please join go to truthertalk.com. You can buy Conspiracy Realist t-shirts. You can join my email list when you go home. Let's see if it pops up when I go back home. Yeah. Bam, look at that. Woo! All right. Email list, join that. Let me see. It's a little better. All right. Also, sign up for my Conspiracy Realist course. I'm going to be working on getting a 4th module up today. I'm still having issues. The module that's going to be going up, the next one is Medicine and Science. But these are the 10 modules that I'm working on. The first 3 are up already. And then please join my music channel. See if anybody joined since then. Has anybody joined? Nobody's joined. One person joined! Yay! Thank you for joining my email list. My music channel. Okay, I'll be releasing new music at the end of the month with a video, and I'm going to use that to do crowdfunding. And if you guys have not seen this campaign, this is the hottest thing ever. I was like clapping at the end of this. She is so badass. I didn't subscribe to her. She is so badass, but I'm like, damn, I wish I lived in Baltimore so I could vote for her. I would send her my energy, but she's amazing. Whoever, and it looked, she paid for her own advertising. I wonder who did the animations and stuff in her video. This is the best campaign ad I've ever seen in my life. I've watched it like 3 or 4 times. Probably watch it again after I finish this live stream. But Kim, if you guys are in Maryland, right, you should check this lady out if you do not know who she is. Kim, I don't know if I'm saying it, Klasick, Kim Klasick. That's how you say her name. Anyway, yeah, y'all. All right, I will talk to y'all later. All right, guys, peace with the love. I'm about to sign out right now. Mwah.